different things. Nitric oxide is one of them, and he's going to share that with us now. So, Dr. Hayes, let me turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Duke. Happy to be here. I love to share nitric oxide and what it does for people. It's truly amazing. But I'm going to have the same issue that Dr. Secret had, which is getting this to, I'm not sure how to make this work. Okay, so let's talk about nitric oxide is absolutely a miracle molecule, which is really the name of this talk. And it won the Nobel Prize back in 1998. 3 different scientists from 3 different areas of the country. You had Robert Furchot, who was out in New York, Louis Ignarro, who was in Los Angeles, and Farad Murad, who was in Houston, Texas, all came up with the answer at the same time. We were looking for what in the world is it that's causing blood vessels to open up, and how does that work, and so forth, and nobody knew how it was done, and they all came up with it at the same time, and they got the Nobel Prize in 1998. In fact, that was so important. Can you, next slide, please? Sorry about that. That the New York Times had this headline: "The discovery of nitric oxide and its function is one of the most important in the history of cardiovascular medicine." That's from Dr. Valentin Fuster, who at the time was the president of the American Heart Association. Very, very important. Next slide. Now, you actually have another doctor that is out in California. He was a practicing, goodness gracious, he worked with diabetes. he was awesome, and he took nitric oxide, just a nitric oxide formulation that he put together. He was right across the street from Stanford University there in Palo Alto. He had 8,000 patients that were treated in 19 years, from 1991 to 2010. 8,000 patients, he had no heart attacks, no amputations, no strokes, and no stents. That's important. He was named the American Diabetic Association Father of the Year. I've had the opportunity to lecture with Dr. Pendergrass a few times, Dr. Joseph Pendergrass, and what an amazing finding, simply by using nitric oxide. Now, can you imagine if you take nitric oxide and you add that with Avicin? My goodness, you would really have an amazing situation. Next slide. So